Hey guys, welcome back. First of all, heads up. Ooh, hello. If I seem a little bit out of it, that's because I am in the process of recovering from a concussion. I actually got it a week ago, but as happens sometimes, the symptoms did not show up until I think it was Monday, which was why doing math was giving me a bad headache. And on Tuesday night, my headache was so bad that I went to the doctor, and he said, yep, sounds like you gave yourself a mild concussion. So I am on screen restriction and a very tight, I could do just very, very little reading and very little thinking, because that sort of strains my brain. But I did want to still keep up with the Clone Wars reviews. Luckily, those episodes are nice and short, and I'm going to try and keep this as brief as I possibly can. Okay, so today we are back to reviewing Season 7 of Clone Wars. Today it's Episode 2, A Distant Echo. The first thing I'd like to point out about this episode was I really, really like it. I mean, right off the top with the little moral... the moral message at the beginning of the episode. The search for truth begins with belief. I really, really like that. That's one of the Clone Wars moral things I wish I could print out and frame. There are several parts in here that I really, really liked. The fact that Rex goes on guard duty outside the barracks so Anakin can talk to Padme, that's priceless. It makes me wonder just how much Rex knows. And something I noted about Anakin, he's really, really quiet in this episode. He seems a lot more level-headed. I have a theory about that. Maybe it's because he's been away from the influence of Palpatine for several months. We get sort of a... If my theory is correct, then that gives us something of a glimpse at the kind of Jedi Anakin could be without Palpatine's influence, which is a really good Jedi. And... another interesting thing to see, this is just sort of some random thoughts about the episode. Rex definitely got his dander up in this one. You see his feelings come out full force, and he's definitely a little bit different from the other clones. He's got, like I was saying last week, he's got more humanity than the other, or at least he shows his humanity more than the other clones do. Something randomly funny about this episode, Wrecker, the big beefy guy, apparently he's afraid of heights. That adds a little bit more dimension to his character, which is nice to see. We've got some new and weird looking battle droids in this episode. That's kind of interesting. The ending? Oh my goodness. When they finally, spoiler alert, found Echo, that was kind of heartbreaking. I actually got a little misty-eyed seeing what happened to the poor guy, and the way Rex is sort of like, don't worry buddy, we're here for you, we're gonna get you out of here, you're safe now. That's like, oh. Anyway, so, now for a breakdown. My favorite character in this episode is definitely Anakin. Anakin seems quieter and a lot more level-headed in this episode. I really, really like this kid. He's definitely quieter and a little more cautious, and I really, really like him in this episode. My favorite parts in this episode were definitely the whole thing with the holo chat with Padme. The whole sequence from Anakin saying, "Come on, Rex, I'm late already," and then Padme saying, "You're late," you know. And then finally, Obi-Wan coming by, and Obi-Wan's not being fooled for a minute. The whole thing, that sequence is just, it was priceless. I love it so much. Oh, speaking of the holo chat with Padme, you can see, or at least I can see, that Padme's definitely pregnant at this point, because they're, outer rim sieges, so yeah, obviously. Not very far along, but her body language, she's already leaning back a little bit. She's got her hands on her stomach. She must have known by then. Why didn't she tell him? Is she afraid of his reaction, or did she just want to tell him in person? That's something, it's sort of better to tell it's better to inform the father of in person. You guys understand what I'm trying to say? A woman usually prefers to tell her husband, or at least the father of the child, in person that, hey, by the way, you're going to be a dad. And anyway, but the only two reasons I can think of that Anakin would not be able to tell that his wife is obviously pregnant is A, he has never been around a pregnant woman, or B, he's too wrapped up in staring at her face, you know, just taking in, oh, my wife is so beautiful, you know, and his feelings of missing her, he's too wrapped up in that to notice her body language. So, and you know what, he's really stressed, he's in the middle of a war, I can kind of understand that. But still, to me, it's like so obvious that she's expecting at this point. But, oh well. My other favorite part in this episode is the chase where Anakin gets grabbed by this, they're called flying reptiles, I guess, this thing, and gets sort of carried off, and Anakin stays amazingly calm through this whole thing. You know, Jedi, but still. And how the clones go out. That whole chase through the canyon, that was, woo, that was almost dizzying for me to watch, but it was really, really, really cool. My two favorite lines in this episode, first one was from Obi-Wan as Anakin's walking out of the barracks. And Obi-Wan can see right through everything. I don't think he knows that they're married or not, but he knows there's definitely something going on between him and Padme, because as Anakin's walking away, he says, I hope you at least told Padme I said hello. And that was absolutely priceless line right there. Anakin, you're not pulling the wool over Obi-Wan's eyes at all. And the other line, Anakin's telling the guys, the Bad Batch in the elevator, okay, now we're gonna keep things quiet, no blasting things. Doors open, first thing they do, boom, 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 boom. And Rex goes, oh, so much for stealth. Yeah. Overall, this is a very, very good episode. I really enjoyed it. Now for the scoring. Ooh, wow, I am all over the place right now. Dang head. Alright, now for the scoring. The story gets an 8.5 out of 10. Animation and voice acting, of course, are, as always, top-notch. Both of them are 10 out of 10. Sound mix was really good. It's like everything keeps getting better, which is crazy to think. Whew. Breathe. Sound mix is 9.5 out of 10. Characters get an 8.5 out of 10. There's a little bit of character development, like I said, for Wrecker. He's afraid of heights. This big burly guy is all bravado, and he's like, how high are we going up? That was great. That's funny. So that gives the episode 2 of season 7, A Distant Echo, a total score of 9.3 out of 10. Phew! So that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you want to keep up with the Clumsy Jedi, go ahead and click that little subscription button down below. And don't forget to check out the links in the description box. I cannot guarantee when I'm going to be back, like, full-time. I will definitely at least try and keep up with the Clone Wars episodes, but even talking has gotten my head all over the place. Typically, recovery from a mild concussion takes 7 to 10 days, since I didn't start resting until Wednesday afternoon after I got back from the doctor. I'm guessing I'm not going to get back to normal until this time next week. So please be patient with me. This is probably going to be minimally edited, so please excuse that, but I still want to bring it to you. Because I have very, very limited screen time during this recovery. And yeah, you can tell I'm kind of out of it. Anyway, question of the day. What was your favorite part of this episode? Go ahead and post a comment. So I'll see everybody again sometime next week. If nothing else, definitely next Friday. I would like to be back on Monday or Wednesday, but again, no promises. So until then, God bless, and may the Force be with you. Oh, my head needs a break. Bye.